Folks, it's been about a year since I've had the klipsch system, and I wanted to provide an upgrade and what I would consider a review for those who are new to home theater and who do not have a large budget. So I initially started off with a home theater in a box system with just a few satellite speakers like these and a subwoofer and a center channel. That slowly grew into the system you see before you with the RP-250C with a pair of RP-250Fs and the klipsch sub. It's the 10-inch. It's an okay size. I mean, I would love more bass, but for the price I paid for it, it's a phenomenal sub. I think I got it for like $160 or something like that, which was unheard of. I also recently acquired the R-14Ms, which are monitor speakers. These were the last component I needed for the set, so they kind of rounded everything out. They're really good surround sound speakers. I think they were intended just to be bookshelves, because before they were adjusted with the receiver, they had quite a punch. And last video I had a bunch of people complaining about my Yamaha system and how I can't pronounce klipsch correctly. And if I can't, then I probably don't deserve it. And to them I say eat a dick, because I have it and I enjoy it, and while my enunciation of the brand name may not be appropriate as you see it, I paid for it and I love the hell out of it. So anyway, for a new guy looking for a system at a moderate price, these work wonders. One of the main issues that I had with a lot of other systems was that the sound was really flat. There was no fullness to the center channel or the surround channels. The only mid-range sound came from the subwoofer. And that was it. And that just wouldn't do, because to me it sounded like pretty much a loud television speaker, and that was it. There was no more depth to the sound of it. So I wanted something that would give me a very nice filling sound, something you could feel throughout the room, even when you didn't have the sub on, just in case the wife's asleep and you still want to enjoy it a little. So this is what this system did. The RP-250C, the center channel there, in itself provides a more filling, more full sound than the little cube speakers. And the reason you guys see those cube speakers up there is because I just got the R14Ms the other day. I got those speakers for I think $20 just as a placeholder until I decided which speakers I wanted to get. And I didn't go with the RP-250Ms because they're freaking massive, and they didn't fit the system setup I had as far as their size and their weight as well. They were just too big and too bulky. I mean, I didn't mind the price. It was like $300 for the pair, but at the same time, how the hell am I going to get 20-pound speakers or 25-pound speakers on these rods? And otherwise I have to find a beam in the wall and hang them and angle them. R14Ms did a wonderful job. Got them on sale at Fry's for $100. Can't beat that for the pair. So the 250s, moving on to the 250s, great sound. Even before I had the sub, they provided a great mid-range feel to it, and added to that 250C. So even if I'm running just that front channel or that center channel, I still get an awesome sound. And I don't like when people say, "Well, let me hear how it sounds on the YouTube video." Well, you can't, because it's going to sound like the system that you're listening to it on. And that it'll make no difference. If you're listening to it on headphones, it'll sound like headphones. If you're listening to it on great speakers, it'll sound like great speakers. The sub, very low end sub, but I can shake the crap out of the walls. The pictures on the wall, before I changed it, put a little insulation behind them so that you don't hear them rattle. But before that, you could hear them vibrating, and the pictures on the wall would do the same. Annoyed the hell out of my wife, but it just gave me freaking the giggles. So great sub, if you can find it. If you have a Fry's Electronics in your area, look them up. They have sales on them periodically where they'll go on sale for $160. They have the 12-inch for like $180. I found the RP-250s from a seller on eBay. He is the only klipsch certified seller on eBay online. I got those for, I think it was $250 each. Then he tossed in the center channel for like $200. So for like $700 for the pair, or for those 3 units there. Then another 2 for the rounded up to 2 for the sub, and another $100 for the well, you can't see me pointing behind me, but for the surround sound, the R-14Ms. And then I think I paid like $2 for the receiver. So for right around $1,000, you can get a quality surround sound system, in my opinion. But I still don't know much about it. You know, I'm a novice. I just got into it, and I got it because my wife wanted the Sony Bravia, and I'm like, well, we can't have this huge TV in here with freaking these crappy speakers, so we got to do something nice to it. So, and then the process started, and from a sound bar, home theater in a box, to crappier component speakers, to what I consider something nice. I don't see us having to change. I mean, this isn't, our living room isn't epic. It's got openings on the side, which doesn't, you know, create the best sound, but it's not a overly large space. The hardwood floors do cause a bit of echoing, but because of how the sound waves are broken up by the features up there, the fan, I presume, the walls and all the wall coverings we have, it's not that bad. It actually echoes less here than in our old home, which, in my opinion, this system sounded great there, but I had to do some fine tuning when I got it here because it wasn't as loud. And for those who, if you've never had a surround sound system before, and this just may be my low-end Yamaha receiver, which has been amazingly dependable. Their app for their phone makes it, it's outstanding, because then you can have a party and people can come over, and I can have them connect their phones to my Wi-Fi, and we can all do a playlist, like a DJ style playlist of songs that come up. It's awesome. Music Cast, I think it's called. But anyway, so I can adjust things like that, but with the Yamaha. So I don't know if it's the Yamaha system that causes this to happen, but if you've never had a surround sound system, these rear speakers they're not as loud as you would anticipate them being. For instance, they do not play at the same volume as the front speakers, and I didn't know that. At first, I thought it was the crappy Sony speakers I had, but come to find out, once my receiver did the final adjustments, that is just the way it's supposed to be. I mean, they still come up to a louder volume when during scenes in movies, but just, normally they're a lower volume. And also, one other thing for those guys who are thinking about the wireless surround sound systems from Best Buy. I think they're called Rock Solid or Roxford, or it's Rock something, Rock Sound. In hindsight, I would recommend going just strictly wired. I love the accessibility of it. I love that I don't have speakers running, or speaker cords running along the sides, or that I didn't have to go through the walls, and that's great. But when it gets to, at some points in movies, at some frequencies, they black out. And it maybe just be an instant, and it may not be, I can deal with it. I'm not an audiophile, I'm not some sound guru, so it's okay with me. But for some people, if you're really high end, note that they do clip in and out at different volume settings and different points in time. So that's just something to take note of. Alright guys, so thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't know. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps somebody out. And I'll continue enjoying the systeming. Have a great day.